All right, so I am going to build a landing page for this project I'm working on to get installers for golf simulators. So I figured I would just record the whole thing, and if somebody's bored enough and wants to watch it, they can. So I'm going to come down here to funnels. Inside of here, I'm going to choose a new funnel. I'm not going to use any of these templates for this. I'm going to just build with a blank. We're going to call this Start Your Own Golf Simulator Installation Business. And we don't need a description for now. We'll go create the funnel. All right, so first step is we're going to have a landing page. So on our landing page, this is where I'm going to send everybody to when I talk to them. But for the step name, we're going to call it Start Golf Sim Install. Well, we're going to use the actual full name actually. Installation Business. Landing page, yes, status, we'll make it active. Save. All right, so here is our first step of our funnel. And now we've got to think, what do we want to do after this? So after this, I don't really need much other than a thank you page maybe, because I'm probably going to have them fill out a form. So we're just going to leave it at that, and then I'll show you a quick way to make the thank you page match the landing page. So we'll come in here, funnel settings. I'm going to change the purpose to leads instead of sales. This will give me my data points up here for conversions. Let's see, we'll update the funnel, favor icon or favy icon. We don't need that. All right, so let's come in here. Let's get started. I'm not going to choose. This is an AI thing I've been working on, so it's not 100% ready yet for that. All right, so first off, we're going to start with our header. So we will do a simple nav menu header, because I'm not going to use the built-in navigation bar that already exists. That's more for the website itself. I'm going to drop in our nav, and we're going to change the background color to black. In fact, we're going to change the whole page to like a charcoaly black. All right, go back to our nav bar. We're going to choose our logo. I need a Roxor Golf logo, which I don't have. So we're going to go steal it from the Roxor Golf website. So if we just right click, scroll down, here's a white one. We will copy image address, come back, cancel this out, and we'll just paste it in here. There's our logo. Over here on the right, you can see we have a call to action and a link. I don't think we're going to use any of the links, so we'll just delete those. Whoops, there we go, delete that. And turn on the call to action button, which will be the label. We're going to install get more information. Okay, we're not going to do anything yet with the URL where it's linking to. We will mess with that later. We're going to change the color. I'm going to go to a green. So something kind of like that looks good. Change the colors to be, or the roundness just to be a slight less round. We should have font link size. We should also have the mobile hamburger menu color change, because when we switch to mobile, we want this to be white, but we don't actually have a menu. So it's right there. All you're going to get in there is the call to action button, but that way it makes sense. Of course, we didn't have to do that though, but oh well, anyway, I'm just nitpicking now. All right, logo height's good. The click, we're good there. We're not going to do anything with that. What else? The hover color for the link, we only have links turned on. The CTA for this is green. We are good. Yeah. All right, so that's our top header bar. Underneath of that, we will add a section in. And a section is kind of just an area that we're going to work in that is normally with every page, you're going to have a dividing section to it. If I pull up any website somewhere, if I go back to mine, this would be a section. So this This section here in the dark is a section. Come down here to the white. This is a section. Come down here. This is a section. And then we have these other. This is a section. So kind of breaks it up into smaller pieces. So we are going to add in a background image to this. So we're going to click on it, choose background image, and then we're going to upload a new one because I don't think I have this one. There's a background image. I'm going to update it. There's our background. And obviously it's not tall enough because we don't have stuff added in there yet, but we're getting ready to do that. So we're going to add a pill text in first. And some of this that I'm going to add in, I'm just going to have, oh, no, we don't. Sorry, forgot something. We need to add in a 2-column first. So let's find a 2-column, drop a 2-column inside. Now we'll add our pill in. There's our pill. We need a multicolor headline. So it is a split headline. Nope, I always grab the wrong one. Sales headline is what it is. So we'll just delete that one. This one, we're going to get rid of the background. Don't need it to be white. We will get rid of all of our paddings over here so it's a little tighter, and change our color so we can see what we're looking at. Good. Click on that. Find our box. Here it is. And this is going to say, start your own golf sim. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to put an asterisk in here, and I'll show you why. Golf simulator installation, 2 L's, installation business. And I'm going to, oh, forgot to put the other asterisks in there. So we'll put the asterisk right after golf simulator. So the way this is set up, this is what changes the dual color by adding the asterisk. So in between the asterisk is where you'll get your multicolors. You can see this looks a little goofy. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to click on the actual section, move it to 1400 wide, gives us a little bit more room. And we can play with this gap a little bit if we wanted to. I'm going to leave it alone for right now. Did I get rid of my pill? What did I do with the pill? I might have clicked off of it and got rid of it. Let's add it back in. There's our pill. Okay, then underneath of that, we'll clean that up. We're going to add a paragraph. So let's add in a text. We will do, there's a rich text and a body text. For this one, let's do a body text. Change the color to white. And then just as a placeholder, we'll have something about like that. Underneath of that, we're going to add in a section. And go through here and make all of these paddings 0. 1 second. Got work to do. All right, we're back. So let's come in here. All right, so we have that. And then, yeah, so we're going to change our paddings down on all this to give us room. And the reason why we're going to put a section in here is because we're going to add 3, what did I call these things? Icon blocks. Was it an icon feature or an icon block? I think it's an icon block. Nope, that's just the block. Icon feature. There we go. So we're going to add in 3 of these. But before we add in and duplicate, we're going to go through here and update these to make these look the way we want them to look first. So when we duplicate them, they're all done for us already. So we don't have to do it twice. Headline, and then our subtext, we're going to make it a grayish white. Align left, padding's good, all that's good. The gap here, we're going to change the icon to be, we're going to make it to the left still. I think we'll make it to the left still. But now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this 2 more times. So we have 2 of those in there. And now we want them all to be left or right. So to do that, we're just going to choose the section these are setting in, and come down here and choose horizontal side by side. It's probably because of that, blocking it. It's on the side. Oh, there it was. Equal. Got to turn on equal. All right, let's turn on equal. So that gives us our headline and all that stuff. We might obviously have to change the size a little bit. Let's come in here and try to change some of these gaps so it's a little tighter. And we'll change the gap between, there's a couple ways to do this. So I might not stick with it this way, but this is one of the ways to do it. So what do we have? We have, yeah, let's go back. Not in love with it. So we're going to do this instead. So with the selected column select, or with the section selected, we're going to choose the 3-column layout, and that'll add our 3 columns underneath. We'll just drag these in here. This will be a little cleaner. I was trying to do it a little bit of a fancier way, but sometimes the simple ways just work. So there's our 3 of those. Let me go back to my notes here and see what we got next. Really, this font is going to be a lot smaller, so we're going to delete these other 2 because we're going to switch this one, and we're going to take this font down a lot. So we're going to move this over, our gap, and then we're going to change our headline font to, I don't want to go that low. Let's get rid of our gap in between each one of these, though. Something like that. And then here, we'll change the font size here a little bit. We're going to make this whole box here a little bit bigger. So if we come to our left column width, we can do that. That'll give us a little bit more room. Let's add a padding to this, to the bottom, give us some space. I think that's pretty good. Our colors are not all matching, but let's change this green. That is a bright green. Choose this, and we'll just choose from that so it matches. Kind of a dull green. I might go back in and change this. We'll copy that. We'll copy that. All right, so now we got our header section. Let's put a little bit of a gap. We'll put it on this one. So a heading at the top, something like that. There's our pill. We're going to align that to the left. And obviously change the title of what that says. I'm going to switch it to a high demand business opportunity. So some of this text just come from ideas from ChatGPT. A high demand business opportunity. There we go. Let's change the background color to something kind of dark like that. And we will change the text color to something lighter like that. Now the gap here needs to be a little bit more, so we'll add a padding to the top. And we're going to make these letters closer together for the lines, which is our line height. Publish. I don't like how strong this outline is around it, so we're going to take the opacity down on that so it doesn't jump out as much. We don't want it to be like it's not a headline, it's more of an afterthought thing. So we're going to maybe take the font down. There we go. That's better. All right, starts with that. Good there. And then underneath of that, what do we put? We're going to do our 2-column. So again, we're going to choose this 3-column that's right here. And since this is inside of the outer column, the outer section, we're going to add in a 2-column, and it'll add it right underneath. We're going to add in a call to action button, or just a button. Either one's fine. They'll both kind of do the same thing. We'll do the button there. Obviously, we don't want blue. Select a color. We'll steal this color up there. And we're called, let's see, we're going to title this, Get More Information. And then, let's see it back and see what we got. We'll click up here so we can see everything. Obviously, we got some spacing issues. Let's make this wider. So we come down and choose auto width. We're going to go 100%. Let's add an icon in, something to just break up all the green. So we got to find icon right side. We'll do an arrow. And over here, to make this kind of stand out a little bit better, let's do we don't want it to look like a video. We're going to copy this, drag it over. We're going to change our background color to see-through. Let's go see-through. So clear. Change the text to watch video. And then we're going to remove the icon to the right. Choose none. Icon left. Look for a video icon. There we go. Got a video icon. Now let's sit back and look at it. All right, it doesn't look like a button, so let's put a border on it. So we have some things we have adjustments for borders. Some things we don't. Just depends on how important I felt it was when I was doing it. So we don't have a border for this one actually, so I might have to add that in. So let's make a, I know we do with a call to action button, so I could have done that, but let's just do this. We'll make it black and kind of see through, and you can kind of see. Yeah, it's not awful. We need more space, so we're going to add some padding to the top of this. Or we can just choose this one actually, it'd be easier. Choose this one, find our column. It'll be the same. Actually, so we have there's multiple ways to do this. There's no right or wrong way, but so we're going to choose the 3 column, and then we'll just go up here and click spacer, and it'll add a spacer in there for us. Then we can make it where we want it to be. That's kind of the easier way to do it. All right, publish this. Let's sit back and look at it. So let's preview into the next browser. All right, so what we have so far, it doesn't suck. I don't hate it. One thing we didn't do is we made this section here 1440 or 1440, which means we should probably make this 1440 too. That way our stuff lines up right. All right, publish that. Come down, and our next line is we're going to do another section. And some of this is just placeholder stuff. I don't really have stuff to even put in here yet, but it'll make a good placeholder. So let's do another heading. Drop a heading in. This heading is going to read, trusted by installers across North America. Definitely changing that because that's not really what this business is, but that's okay. We'll adjust after we have the full picture of what's there. That's when I like to go back in and adjust. See, that green needs brightened up a little bit. I don't like our green at all, but let's go with like that kind of green. And then if we wanted to, we can go fix the other ones, but I don't know how much I want to do that right now. We'll leave it alone for right now. All right, inside of here, we're going to have something similar to what these icons here are actually. But I think I created a stat bar just for this. Let's see. Or something close to it anyway. We'll drag it in. Yeah. That's not bad. So let's change the background. We don't want it to be white. So let's come down here. Background color. We'll make it see-through, clear. Change our font colors to white. And then our subtext underneath our label, we're going to go with a green. Okay. In fact, I don't like that green. We're going to bring it down a little bit. A little too bright. I'm not going neon here. All right. So that's our section underneath. I want to go full black. Let's see what black looks like. And let's publish. And then we can preview just by refreshing that. That doesn't suck. Okay. All right, next section. We need another box, so let's do another section. And we're going to make this one white to break up all this darkness we got going on here. And then inside of here, how do I want to do this? Let's do, again, we're going to make our width to 1400. That way our sizes all match. You don't have to do that, but it just makes it a little bit wider. It'll shrink down naturally anyway, but so let's do a 2-column and then make this left one like something like this. Lower this gap. And then over here, we will put in a 3-column. Do I want to do that or do I want to do a card? I don't know how that's going to look. It might look all right. All right, I'm talking to myself, but that's kind of the point, I guess. All right, so we have a card. Let's just see what it looks like. Let's add in an icon feature. And we're going to move the icon to the top. And then we're going to center everything. And then we're going to duplicate. No, that wouldn't work, would it? Because then I'd have to... Here, let's move this out of here for a minute. We'll drag her back in later. So I can use a card, but I need to put a different... There's like 3 ways to do this. All right, we'll do the easy way. So we're just going to add in a 3-column. We'll do a 3-column in there like that. So we have each one of these inside of that, but let's add a card first. So we have a card there, and then we have our icon feature. We're going to drop it inside. And then we will just duplicate this. No, don't do that. Get your images and stuff fixed first before you start doing this. Let me just pick a different icon besides a star. Let's do this golds thing. We can obviously you can switch this out with an image too. You don't have to have it just that. But for this purpose, we're going to leave her as it is. Something like that works for me. And then let's click up here, see what we got. And I think we have a shadow on this. Yeah, the shadow's small. Let's go none and see what that looks like. Not sure how I feel about it, but let's put it together. Let's add in our color. And let me see in my notes what color I got that set to. Yeah, it's set to black. All right, let's duplicate this 2 times. And then we'll drag that card into that, drag this card into that. And then over here is where we will put some more information. So let's, a lot of times we will use the same stuff throughout. So there's just no problem with going up here and just stealing other stuff that you've already done. Like this is already roughly set. I mean, we didn't do much to it, but we'll add this little text box in there. We'll change the color to black. We do not need all that text for this. This is only about a 2-sentencer that we need. That's good enough. We need a heading in there, which will steal this one. Duplicate that. Drop it in there on top. Change that size way down. Change the actual wording to what's included. And we're going to make that black, and we're going to adjust it left. So left, black, bigger, like that. And then we have our text underneath. We're going to make this smaller, something like that. And we're going to click on our 2-column that we made earlier, and we're going to center this center, so that's at in the middle. Everything you need to. So let's duplicate this, change this to everything you need. Just everything you need, not everything you need to. Everything you need. Take that size down. We will take the font weight down a little bit. Go pull our green again. Maybe you want to take the font back up. Click up here so we can see what we got. I don't hate this. All right, then we're going to give them another CTA. So we're going to steal this here because we've already made it once. Add that there, but I'm thinking, do we want to switch it up? Let's publish this, refresh, and see what we look like. Oh, apparently I still have hover set on blue for these. Doesn't really match, but that's okay. What's included? It's not bad. Okay. All right, so let's go. I might add a little more spacing here, so let's add a space under this. We can do that with padding. And you need good, good, good. And then we're really going to duplicate this, but backwards. That's kind of what we have for the next spot. So we will just duplicate this, but we're going to make this black. And then we're going to switch sides as well, but going to change a couple things here. So let's we're going to add a section below this as just as our junk drawer, and we'll move some stuff down here. And while we clean this up, we don't really need 3 of these. We can just duplicate it again. All right, so here we have we have 2 columns here originally starting off. So we just need to switch these around. So the easiest way to do that would be to pull out this 3 column, drop it in there, and let me see what we have. It's not an exact duplicate. It's kind of the same. We have a heading over here, which will be in this one. We have a list over here. So let's go find our list block, drop it in. Of course, we don't want our heading to be black on black, so we're going white. And this one has a little bit more information. It says, we make it easy to launch. You build the future. Okay, this will get shrunk in a minute. It'll look better. Let's change this background to this. Get rid of it so it's black. This gap here, let's make it, this width here is what we got to change. Make this way over here. There we go. That's better. All right, so we got to change this stuff now. We're going to change, we don't have a headline in here, so we don't have to worry about that. Icon colors, let's see if we want to use white or green. We're using green. We'll steal that green for that. Oh, there we go. We're going to change our color of our options. We don't need, I don't think we have any CTA in this one at all, but we might want one. So we'll move this down here just in case we do decide we want one. And then, how do we want to do this? All right, so we have a column here, a column here. That's good. That will be good. We'll go steal this for that. So it just looks like we need to add 2 sections in this column. So we're going to add a actual section block. That gives us block here. We got to turn down all of our paddings because we don't need any padding for this. And then inside of this, we're going to add in our 3 column, which we're going to put above. And then we'll just move this around. All right, so then we have a proven 3-step process. We're going to drag this down here and write a proven 3-step process. And how it works, we're just going to steal this one because they're already the right size and it matches everything. Drag it underneath. Just change the color to white. And then now we're not using this text at all, so we can get rid of that. And we got to switch places with these. This needs to go under this. There we go. So now we have that, and then we're going to put our 3 icons again underneath of it, showing step 1, step 2, step 3. I might make this a little smaller. And then we're going to change our gapping inside of here too to make this look a little prettier. Ooh, no, we're not. We're going to make this actually gap out more. All right. So we can steal this icon here. It's going to be the same thing we're going to do here. We're just going to make it look a little bit different though. Whoops, again. Make your color changes before you duplicate, because it's just one less thing you have to do. So like here, we don't want to use that color. All right, now we can duplicate. Yeah, we do like step 1, step 2. Okay. We'll click up here to see what that looks like. This needs some space. This needs breathing room. Let's add a padding in there like that. Let's add more of a gap. Let's switch this width instead of no, that's fine. Instead of making this a solid black though, we're going to change this and give it a little bit of a gradient just to break it up a little bit. So let's choose a black and a grayish, and that sucks. Let's see what it looks like in radial. That's not as bad, but we can't go that light. Click off of it and see. All right, I don't hate it. We need a line. We need a division here though, so let's set up a divider, drop it in underneath, which is going to screw up our gap that we had added in here, but we can take that back off. Okay, set back. What do we got? Publish. Come over to the front end and see how it looks. I think we can go with it for now. It's not horrible. Not the worst thing I've ever made. All right, underneath of that, we have a very similar section to what's above it, which is like this here, except that it just has more features in it. I'm not sure what the hell I'm going to put in all those, but we'll use it. All right, let's drag in our spacing there. Click off of that. Oh, what do we got here? There we go. We're going to make this, we're going to go back to white. Going to alternate. Inside of here, we're going to have a header or a headline. Let's copy this one because it's already the right color. Drag it down, drop it in. And then this says, build a business with real benefits. So, I really don't like that because it makes it sound like you're getting benefits. But, like I said, we'll change it later. And then it looks like we have a Y partners choose us. So we're going to duplicate this. Change this top one to Y partners choose us. And then take this. We're going to go with a more of a darker blackish gray. Take this size way down. And then add in. I don't want to do that. Let's do that with. We'll add in a 4 column underneath. And then we'll add in our card. And then we'll add in our headline. And then we can just delete these because these are just duplicates of what we're about ready to make. So we'll duplicate this 4 times. Drag it and drop it in one. Whoops, come down. There we go. Drag it in there. Drag it in there. Drag it in there. We need some breathing room. Move this down. Publish this. Take a look at it from the front. Not awful. All right, I think we only have 1.5 little sections left. So on this next one, we have, we would call this a 1, 2, It's kind of another one of those, but it's going to be another headline, really. So it is. Let me see how I want to do this one. So we'll just use it with this section here. We need this width. I don't think I switched it, did I? Nope, 1440. And this one's 1440. Yep, or 1400. And then on this one, I'm going to put in some data and some information and a picture. So let's take our side panels down. Our padding left and padding right. And let's add in a 2-column. Change this here. Where are we at? I don't think I changed this size. No, I still left it there. There we go. That makes more sense. All right, 1440. There's our column. Let's click this column, and we're going to move it to only like something like that. Make our gap a little tighter. Then over here on the right, we're going to have, I think we have 3. Yeah, we have 3 sections there. But really, I mean, I could just steal this, the way this looks. It's very similar. And then just make, yeah, let's just do that. Let's drop in a 3-column over here. We're going to steal one of these. Change our stuff here a little bit. You'll see what I'm doing. What the plan is here. White. And we're going to make this huge because this is actually going to be a number. Let's make this say, where's our text input? Body text. Nope, it's got to be both. There it is. Headline. We'll say 120K plus. And then a little line of text underneath of it. That's going to be white as well. And our line height is a little too much room. I think I'm gonna go bigger on the headline, really. Let's go bigger. Okay. Our gap, let's close our gap a little bit there. I would like to have this gap closed, but I'm not going to. I don't have a way to, actually. I didn't build one in there to do it that way. So let's make this money. And then we'll duplicate this and duplicate that. And then basically we'll just be having 3 separate values here, some sort of numerical numbers of like, it's the installations completed or whatever, something that's number related. All right, now we're going to we're going to show off a little bit of our, let's see, real partner results. We're going to add in a picture. So let's steal a golf picture for the background of this, actually. I don't want to say steal, but we're using real partner results. So let's, again, we're just going to steal this. It's already the right size. It'll automatically match with everything else. We're going to line it to the left, change the color. We're going to go with, actually, we are going to go green there. So let's just go hit the go back. Oh, I thought I had a green. Nope. Green. There we go. Why partners choose us. Real partner results. Okay. I'm definitely going to have to change some of this up because it doesn't really apply to me and what I'm offering people. But it's a start. All right, we're going to steal some text. Where do we have text? Right here. Steal this text. Copy it. Drag her down. Drop her underneath. Change our color to white. And we will just copy this and paste it, something about like that. That's about how much text we'll have there. And do I have a call to action underneath of it? I do not have a call to action. However, I'm thinking about putting one underneath of this though. So let's do that. The easiest way to do that would just be to take this one, duplicate it, drag it up here, and then drag this above it. And then we need a spacer. So let's click on this, spacer, there's your spacer. Back her up. This is so big that it doesn't even look like a button anymore. So let's change the width to 50. Yeah. And then size, let's go large. Okay. Then, oh yeah, I was going to put a golf image in here somewhere. So let's do that. So I want on the dark. Yeah, we'll do it on the dark. So click on here. We're going to come up here to background image, choose Pixabay, and then we're going to type in here whatever we're looking for. So we're going to say golfer. Or maybe I want construction. Whoop, that's not how you spell construction. Is there something in here that makes sense? Now it's more of like about remodel. No, I think it's going to be golf. All right, let's see what we got golf-wise. Use, there's disc golf. Let's type in golf simulator. Nothing for golf simulator. So let's do something that would make sense. Like this golf ball here, kind of can't tell this is really outside. Let's use it. All right, we got that. Use the image. And obviously it's standing out way too much. So we need to use an overlay here. We're going to just make the color, make that overlay there a lot darker. So you can just kind of barely see that there's an image back there. We'll click up here so that selection goes away. Feel like we need something here. Let's steal the watch video. I have no idea what this is going to be, but we're going to add it in there and change that width down so it's not. Do no 75. Do 75. And let's adjust our padding on our text. Publish. Look at it from the front end. And now we reflect. What do we think? Do we want to put another line underneath of this? No. I mean, it's not awful. I mean, we could get some more golf images if we really wanted to and stick them in here. I'm not sure we need them though. Let's fix this gap here. This is a little weird. So let's come in here, find our padding, move this up so you can see what I'm doing. And then our padding underneath looks a little better. Publish that. Do we want to? Let's add a golf image into this white one too, just to break that up. I have some on. I don't really have much on here, do I? No, I got some. Not real. Ooh. Oh, hey, I've got a golf simulator. We'll use this one. And then we will do a parallax effect. And then I'll show you what the difference is. I'll take this down. Oh, no, it's going white. Sorry. Doing white. Not dark. So come back to it. We want to go up on this. Just something to break it up. Publish that. Let's go look at it and see how it comes out. Yeah. You see how it's staying like back behind versus like with this one down here. This is the parallax effect. So the golf ball down here, if you notice, it just stays still in the background. But up here, this one actually scrolls like kind of behind it. It's kind of like you're looking through a window kind of thing. All right. Something's off with this. So, and the spacing here. So let's fix that. But the goal here is you're going to want somebody to read your headline first. That's the most important thing. That has to jump out. So you got to have some breathing room. So it's not, it doesn't get lost. So this needs changed. So we need to take this background color and go even darker because we want this to be more of an afterthought. So if you look at it like this, if you just stare at it and try to read the start your own golf simulator installation business, you definitely see out of your corner of your eye this green pill-shaped thing above it. But when you do this, bring it down, and then change your text color down. So it's there. It's giving you more information. It's just not the first thing that you see. And then let's do something cool. Let's add in an emoji. Let's do little fire emoji. All right, publish that like this. Oh, wrong page. Oh, no, that's right. Hold on. Did I not publish it? Oh, yeah. There we go. The line around it's still it's too thick. So this border is still popping out way too much to me. Publish that. We'll just click down here to see what it looks like. I think that's better. And then for let's go preview again, just to be sure. That's better. It could be a hair. The text could be pop out a little bit more, but it's not awful. Let's do a couple things here that are just some features that I added in. So our bottom border color, let's make it green for this line that's right there. You probably can't see it. You can kind of see it. Ooh, let's not make it green. That looks bad. Let's do kind of a whitish. Oh, God. Well, all right. I don't know how I feel about that just yet. We're going to let her ride there and see where we go from there. But let's add in a, let's see if we can make this. Got that. We got that. We did all that. We set all of those. Yeah, that must be set the other way then. So that's okay. All right. That's okay. We'll add a scroll back to the top. So what that is when they're way down here. We can add this in under here. And this will just give us this little icon on the right side that'll let them go back to the top of the page. So we'll publish that so you can see. So if they're here and they start scrolling down, so we get this green thing now. Takes us back to the top. All right, what do we want to do now? Let's steal this black and gray for this installer. No. Sometimes you just want space. I feel like we need more space here. Let's go back up. We're basically done at this point. Now we're just kind of being picky, but all right, we got our call for action. And if we want to, I guess we could add this little feature in I made. So I made a, what did I call it though? Oh, what did I call that thing? CTA, sticky CTA. So let's come down here to the bottom. Sticky CTA. We will change the color. Let's go with, let's do a dark green. We'll change the CTA. We're going to change, or the button color. We're going to change it to the one we've been using this whole time. Got button text, button color. Make our corners match. And then probably, I need to add a feature to where this doesn't show up for a few seconds. That's probably what I'm going to do. So let me publish this. Because now it's going to always be at the bottom, which isn't bad, I guess. But I'd like it to not be there and then show up later, which it's not hard to do, but it's on my to-do list. All right, so there's our landing page. Oh, we got to do a form and all that, so people can contact me. So let's publish that just to make sure before we get out of here. We're going to come down here. We're going to do a pop-up. So let's do a pop-up overlay. So we'll drag it down to the bottom. Actually, we're going to drag it here because with that CTA there, I won't be able to see it. So we'll drag it here. So there's our pop-up. We're going to change our overlay to a little darker. Now you can see this on you can see the pop-up while in the back end, but you will not see it on the front end unless you trigger it, which obviously we will do, but right now we've not. So let's make this 800 wide. Padding's fine. And then we're going to add in some text. So we'll just copy this, drag it in, and center it, and we'll call it "Contact Us." This needs to be this will be done better, but we're just going to get the point across now. We're going to come back. So we got our landing page there. We need to build a form. So let's build a form builder, create our first form. Submit button's good. Form, that's fine too. We don't need a sales room for this one. So we're just going to add a field. This is going to be the short field text, the field name, ID, the label. The label is going to be name. And it's going to be required. Add a new field. This one's going to be a phone number. And I guess an email. So make that required too. And then an email. Let's switch this to email. Required. Save. Now, let's give it a name. We're going to call this Golf Sim Install. Save. All right, then we have conditions and redirects and all this stuff you can get into, but you do not need to right now. All right, so let's go back to our funnel. Find our Golf Simulator installation business funnel. Open it up. Scroll down to our pop-up. And we're going to add in our form, which is wherever in the hell I put a form block. There it is, form block. Drop it in. Over here on the right, we're going to choose our golf sim form that's now available. And now we have a golf sim form. And we just need to change some colors. Yes, we're going to add this to our contacts. We need to give it a tag, but we won't do that. That's not what this is going to be about. Our color, let's go. And we might as well use the same color we've been using. Let the person, I hate this heading here. Let's move this, make this bigger. I would clean this up a little bit more. But just for funsies, let's put a progress bar in here too. To say, hey, you're almost there. All right. So let's go with the label color. Let's go something that pops out a little bit more. I have to do something like that. Or we make this above it. And we can change the colors to match our stuff we have here. So let's go green. And whoops, clicked off of it. Let's go green and a different green. So it kind of makes sense. Almost there. Okay. And then the track background, we can make it something that would make sense. The gray is probably the only thing that really makes sense. But this is good enough for here. Let's put this up top. Okay, we got our form. And then we can go to our publish. And we can come up. Now we need to make our pop-up when we click on a button. So we're going to click on the pop-up overlay. We have to give it a name. So for this to work, we have to name our pop-up, which we're going to call Golf Sim 1. And then the trigger is going to be for a button only. You can also make it by time, but we're going to do button only. And this is one thing that I do a lot, but I probably shouldn't do, is I have to go through here and add this link to all these buttons. it'd just be easier if I did it to one and then copied it for the rest of them, which is probably what I'm going to do for real, but this time I'm just going to do the one. So on click for this button, we selected this more information button. We're going to choose open pop-up, and then down here we have to tell it which pop-up, which is Golf Sim 1. So we're saying open up pop-up called Golf Sim 1 when we click on this button, which still has that blue hover on it, don't it? Let's get rid of that blue hover. Let's just pick a darker green. There we go. Publish. So we go to the front end. We're a brand new user. They just got this link. They're seeing it for the first time. They say, what is this? I'm really interested. Let me click get more information. Oh, look, there's our pop-up. And until we put this stuff in, of course, none of these are going to pass because they don't have, that's not an email address. But anyway, so yeah, that's how that works. And then that would redirect them to wherever we want them to redirect to. But yeah, so there we go. We got our landing page for our golf sim installation business recruiting thing. I don't know what to call it, but see how this is blocking that. We probably need to put some spacers in down there because I didn't plan for that. So let's do this. We're going to choose this here. And we're going to make our bottom padding a lot bigger. And then publish. Come back to the front end. Now we should have a little more wiggle room. Yep, we do. Yeah, I want this to go away. I want this to only pop up after a certain time. So that's going to be one of my new updates that I do. There's our pop-up. Good. Let me go back and check that button color to make sure that it... Oh, no, I made it that garbage color. Hold on. There we go. Okay. That is our quick little build of a landing page using OfferBase. So now we have this here. This is the page we want to send them to. Oh, if we want to go to that thank you page, the easiest way to do that, which I forgot to mention, just duplicate this. Call it thank you with a space. I'm an idiot. Thank you. Duplicate. We got the same image, same one again. We'll go into the edit, and we will we're going to label this as a thank you page. Go ahead and make it active. We don't really need to use any of this stuff. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. Come in here. We're going to edit this page. Now we just go through here deleting stuff, and I'll show you why. Just going to delete all of these sections that we made. And then, nope, this is our scroll to the top. We don't need that anymore. Don't need our sticky button anymore. Get rid of that. We really only need a new... Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's do a new section. Or... Sorry, I'm in deep thought here. All right, let's do this. Let's move this down below. And this is going to be our thank you page now. So we're going to make this be a lot darker because we're just saying thank you. We'll get a hold of you. Maybe here's a video to watch, or here's something that will maybe, I don't know, something like that's what the purpose of this page is. It's not really to hang out on. So let's change this to thank you. And then obviously we want, whoops, we want to center this. Oh, that's gradient. Hold on, go back up. We want to text align center. So thank you. And then if we had a link that we wanted to tell them to go somewhere after, we can do that. Let's change it to 25%. Some text or something in here. That doesn't, we'll just delete all this. And then we'll add in, that's good enough for now. You get the idea. So there we go. We'll save that. And then now the only thing we should have to do is link to the thank you page, which if we go back to our funnel builder, click on our not our funnel builder, our form builder, and then on redirects, we're going to redirect to our page that we chose, which will be the thank you page for, it would be this one. However, you might want to name it, nope, that's not the right page. It would be, oh, funnel steps. Funnel steps, start your own business, thank you. There it is. Save. All right, so now we got the customer. Customer comes in here. They see the page. They get this. They fill this out. I'll say Derek, and then my phone number 740-111-1111. Email is bob@tom.com. Submit. Takes us to our thank you page. And if I come in here to our form submissions, there we go. There's my form submission for my fella, which was me. But all right, that is OfferBase. That's fun. How long did that take? What's my time set to? An hour.